Let me first introduce myself to those of you who may not know me. I moved to Roseville almost 10 years ago with my family, and I've been coming to Salam almost from the moment we arrived. Over the years, I've served as Finance Committee Chairman, Board Member, and Treasurer, and now I'm beginning my third year as Board Member, and I feel really privileged that you've entrusted me to chair for this term, or for this year. A little bit about my background. I'm first-generation American, half Lebanese, half Sri Lankan. I'm sure nobody's ever heard of that combination before. I grew up mostly in Sri Lanka, though, and moved to the U.S. when I was 19 years old. Like many of you, I feel extremely fortunate to live the American dream, alhamdulillah. And, you know, America is a really special place, and Salam is a really special institution. Institutions like Salam are not just important, they are vital to the emergence of a thriving American Muslim identity. We simply cannot transplant our way of thinking from our home countries and serve the needs of only the immigrant Muslim community. We have to be relevant for our kids who are born and raised here, for second, third, fourth, 10th generation Americans, converts of all ethnicities. And we have to engage with the broader community. But to be successful, we've got to work together. Muslims have to unite behind institutions like Salam, and we at Salam have to work cooperatively with other organizations to advance the cause of all American Muslims. There's an old African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We can no longer afford to be divided. Given our current geopolitical climate, now more than ever, American Muslims need to work together. You know, I believe that many of us believe that that Salam has not moved forward as quickly or exactly the way we wanted, and honestly, I'm among them. But as I just said, if I want things to go quickly or exactly the way I want, then I should go alone. But if we want to go far, we should go together. And it's because Salam, and just look at how far Salam has gone since beginning in a trailer 28 years ago. And it's because we work together. And it's because Salam is structurally designed to deploy aces in their places. So what do I mean by that? Some of you have heard this expression before, I can tell. It means putting the right people in the right roles. It means Salam is organized around a set of bylaws, systems, and processes that finds people with particular skills and has them do the activities that they're best suited for the needs of Salam and the broader community. Aces in their places. So let me just illustrate to you, or give you a few examples of just how far some of these aces have brought Salam with your help and support. Our weekend school program, with 300 students consistently enrolled, is the crown jewel of Salam because of the dedication and leadership of Sister Connie and Brother Saeed, along with dozens of teachers and TAs. And, you know, by the way, if you get a chance to track down Sister Connie or Brother Saeed to find out more about the youth development program, that's the youth leadership development program that we're launching, and it's being led by the vice provost of Stanford University, Dr. Day. But going on, in addition, we have brothers Ajmal, Khairuddin, Bassam, and many others who help manage and maintain 2 large building facilities and IT systems. Brother Farouk manages our complex finances so we can make sure the lights stay on. Brother Shadid handling Friday collections. Brother Asif, our fundraising guru and MC extraordinaire. Organizer of dozens of events and banquets such as this. Religious services by Imam Kashif. With our Jummah attendance now at record levels. Library services by Sister Rosalie. Girl Scouts programs, Friday night programs, guest imams, Islam 101 classes for non-Muslims, summer camp, homeless shelter, $95,000 in zakat distributed to the needy in just the last year. from SALAM. The list goes on and on. Let me touch on another important area that has been especially relevant in the last year due to the rise of what I call the un-Islamic state, also known as ISIS, and the unprecedented Islamophobia during this election cycle. SALAM has responded forcefully and repeatedly with multiple media appearances on op-ed pieces by Dr. Amir, Imam Kashif, Dr. Kemtrip, and many others. The United We Stand event late last year could barely accommodate all the attendees and featured interfaith leaders, imams from the local masajids, and even candidates for US Congress as they begin to recognize our growing political power. Aces in their places. And SALAM will always need more aces. I know this is a fundraiser, so while in your head you're doubling the amount you were going to contribute tonight, right? Please let us know how you'd like to be more involved in SALAM. Let me close with this last thought. American Muslims have powerful enemies who have an interest in seeing us divided and disorganized. I've lived in the US for over 20 years and I've never seen anything like it. We are now being assaulted on two fronts. On one front, there's the un-Islamic state who are trying to hijack our faith while slaughtering thousands of mostly Muslim brothers and sisters. And domestically, we have politicians and hate groups who are working overtime to erode our constitutional rights and turn us into second-class citizens. I keep hearing Islamophobes repeat phrases like, "We need to take our country back." Any of you heard this? Back from whom? We know exactly who they're talking about. They're talking about people of a different skin color, race, ethnicity, religion, culture, and so on. Well, I have news for these bigots. They're not getting their country back because it was never theirs to begin with. It's our country for all Americans. We must stay optimistic. I know today's headlines are depressing and the political rhetoric don't give us much reason to feel optimistic. Recent polling bears this out. 55% of Americans have an unfavorable opinion of Islam. But I'm optimistic because America is by definition an immigrant nation from the very start of our nation's founding. We should remember how our African American Muslim brothers and sisters paved the way for the rest of Muslims like us, beginning with patriots like Peter Salam, a freed slave who fought at Bunker Hill during the American War for Independence, and well into the modern era with giants like Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali, who were instrumental in our efforts to craft a more perfect union through their fight to secure our civil liberties. I'm also optimistic because of the US Constitution. Honestly, we Muslims couldn't have done a better job of crafting or writing a constitution that guarantees us equal status as Americans. The Constitution unequivocally prohibits the establishment of any one religion, while at the same time guaranteeing the free exercise of any religion. That same poll I referenced earlier showed 74% of Americans have never worked with a Muslim. 68% that said that they don't have a Muslim friend, and 87% have never been inside a mosque. People discriminate out of ignorance and because they simply don't understand that it's actually un-American. So we have to get to know and educate our neighbors and co-workers and claim our rightful place as equal status Americans. Be proud of your names like Aisha and Ahmed because they are American. Flaunt your hijab because that is American. And share your falafel and biryani because Americans are already eating that stuff anyway, right? We are 1,000% Americans. And at SALAM, it's our job and mission to help all of us establish a vibrant and respected American Muslim identity. Inshallah, it will happen as long as we work together. Thank you very much.